All right, what is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you're having a great day. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Interesting day in the NBA yesterday. A lot of blowouts, a lot of weird stuff that went down. We'll talk about the recap. Let's do that first. Let's mix it up a little bit. Tari Eason over 7.5 rebounds. He ended up at 8 and then fouled out. That's fine. Gershon Yabusele under 6.5 rebounds. Did not play in this game, although it ended up being what was supposed to be the least competitive game in the NBA. Ended up being the most, maybe second most, tied for most. Anyway, ended up being very competitive. Quentin Grimes just absolutely went off. But this was a no play. Cade Cunningham over 14.5 rebounds plus assist. He had 12 at the end of the third quarter. Man, the Pelicans suck. Good God, they're bad. He did not play a minute in the fourth quarter, so it is what it is. It was supposed to be a 7-point spread. Ended up being like a 40-point blowout. Julius Randle over 6.5 rebounds. Love this. I love this spot. Got amazing CLV on this. He had 6 rebounds. Ended up hooking. This even went into overtime. We needed 1 rebound in overtime, and it just did not happen. Very frustrating. Harrison Barnes over 1.5 3-pointers made. Sunk his first one in the first quarter. I'm like, cool, we're chilling. He only took 1 more the rest of the game, and he missed. So GG there. That sucks. And then Malik Monk was a late add as we were going through the slate. Over 5.5 assists. He cashed that for us at plus 102. Wish I would have done more than a half a unit, but it is what it is. I ended up doing a full unit on DraftKings at minus 120. I got it a little bit later, but I ended up getting the half a unit play on FanDuel as well. So ended up working out there. But overall, we went 2 and 3. So kind of a crappy day. Could have easily cashed Randle and Barnes. Cunningham, it is what it is. God, the Pelicans suck. We're kind of getting the dog days of the NBA where tanking's in like full effect. So we've got a very small slate of games today. I don't love them. I've got 3 plays. We'll talk about that in the MLB. I'll put out another MLB video today. This game's in the 6th inning right now. We ended up hitting the Dodgers first 5. Lost Shota Imanaga over 14.5 outs. He set a career high in walks with 4, or he easily goes over this. And then Yoshinobu Yamamoto over 3.5 hits. He hooked at 3. We just needed 1 more hit in that last inning. They hit 2 very hard balls. They just ended up being played perfectly. The one up the middle I thought was a hit. They were just standing literally on second base waiting for the ball. And then the other guy ripped one in between first and second. But again, they had him shifted perfectly. So a little, I won't even say unlucky. It is what it is. Early in the baseball season, hopefully we get the Dodgers -1, go 2 and 2 there. But I'll put out another video later today just solely for baseball. So we've got some college basketball games. We've got some NBA games. So let's talk about the NBA here. Hawks and the Hornets in this 4-game slate. We've got the Hawks -6.5 going against the Hornets. No Bridges. I would lean Hawks -6.5 just with no Bridges. That he's the heartbeat of that team. Nets and the Celtics. We see the Celtics -13.5. I think everyone's going to be playing for the Nets. Celtics are just, it's like every other game. Half the team's a game time decision. Hard to really make a call until you see it. I don't think Brown's going to play today, so that would leave me to kind of lean Nets, but not touching that. Bucks and the Warriors. We see the Bucks -3.5. Warriors are going to be, let's see if they play better tonight. I didn't like the start they had initially last night, so I would lean Bucks -3.5. That's just my opinion. And then Cavs and the Clippers, game of the night. Give me the Cavs -4.5. We're getting a pretty low line for a Cavs team that's going to have all 5 starters on the court. Now the Clippers should have all 5 starters as well, but the Cavs are just better at the end of the day. So that is where I'm at with those games. Let's jump into college. Let's talk about some college basketball. St. Francis and Alabama State. I would lean Alabama State, soft lean towards Alabama State, not a hard lean. North Carolina and San Diego State, give me North Carolina. I like the -3.5. I took the juice. Give me that 1-point juice. Kent State and St. Bonaventure. This actually should be a pretty good game. I think the Bonnies pull it out. I think 4.5 is a little too much. I do like the over 134.5 though. Jacksonville State and Georgia Tech. Give me Jacksonville State. I went up to 6.5, so I took another point of juice here. But I do think it's going to be a fairly close game, even though on paper, if you look at the two teams, you would think Tech would blow them out. Chattanooga and Middle Tennessee. I like Chattanooga here. I think Chattanooga honestly wins, but ended up taking the plus 2.5. St. Louis and Arkansas State. I would lean Arkansas State, but I think this game's going to be pretty close. It's going to come down to the end in free throws here. Wichita State and Oklahoma State. I like Wichita State. I think this is way too many points. I went ahead and took the 6.5 just in case. It's just a tiny bit of juice more, minus 125, I think. But I like Wichita State here. Cal State, Northridge, and Stanford. I would lean Stanford, although I'd want this to be 5.5, not 6.5. And then UC Riverside and Santa Clara. I do think Santa Clara gets the job done, but again, 10.5 is just more than I'm willing to spend on this game. Let's see. I'm not going to go through the props madness, but if you guys like that, comment down below, and I can start doing that more if you guys want. But I'm kind of watching this baseball game, so I want to get the picks out today and just kind of get a move on here so I can finish watching the game. All right, so picks for today. In the NBA, we're going to go LaMelo Ball over 4.5 rebounds. He's over this in 6 of 7 games without Bridges. I don't mind his assists, but 7.5 without Bridges, a little juicy. I think he's probably got a decent chance to go over his threes prop. He's been over that in 100% of games without Bridges, but I just don't trust him. I do trust him to get boards, though. But only doing a half a unit here. Like I said, it's kind of a crappy slate. A lot of half a unit plays here today. Next one, D'Angelo Russell under 13.5 points. My only full unit play I've put in so far today. He's only over this in 4 of his last 15 games. Boston allows the third fewest points to the point guard position. And when I delve deeper into this, he has not gone over his line when he plays top 10 defenses versus his position. So he is 0 for, I want to say, 7 this year when he plays top 10 Ds. So I like to fade him here in what's most likely going to be a blowout. And then last play in the NBA, Steph Curry, over 9.5 rebounds plus assists. He's got a really good line tonight to get rebounds and assists. Might struggle to get threes off. Doesn't have a great shooting matchup. I think guys like Jimmy Butler, maybe Podziemski. We could see Green kind of dominate a little bit tonight, I think. So I like Steph to get some rebounds and dish some assists tonight. In college basketball, I like Jacksonville State plus 6.5 versus Georgia Tech, which we already talked about. Taking the juice here. Chattanooga plus 2.5, just playing that normal versus Middle Tennessee. I think Chattanooga State wins. Wichita State plus 6.5, so took a 1 point juice there versus Oklahoma State. And then North Carolina minus 3.5. So again, line is 4.5. I took 3.5. I think 4.5 safe, but just seems to always kind of come down to that hook. So I'm taking those out of play tonight versus San Diego State. So those are my NBA plays. Those are my college plays. And then, like I said, I will put out an MLB video later today. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And again, let me know if you want me to go through the props madness. I can start doing that a little more every day. But appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.